Oh, hello, all the gorgeous, lovely children of Jesus. You remember that story I did about spring and summer squirrel? Well, this is some spring and summer squirrel part two, and I hope you enjoy and are blessed. It was a sunny but cold autumn day in the late November, and the excitement of Christmas coming was all around Winchester, UK. Spring and summer squirrel still happily performed side by side. Summer was performing her tricks. She could just roll, twist and turn, hang and jump off every branch, while Spring carried on deep in thought, but made squeaking noises coming out her mouth that sounded like singing. Once a little girl by the name of Abigail was riding her bike, with her basket on the back. Abigail was a kind-hearted girl who would like going on walks and bike rides every Sunday in search of small animals to feed, as she would know that most of them would be hibernating soon before the winter set in, and she wanted to make sure that all of the animals had enough to eat. Spring got excited when she saw Abigail's bike, and she climbed inside of it and hid. Spring's children saw their mum going away as Abigail got back on her bike and rode away. "Mum, please don't leave us," her children cried, as they hopped after her and ran up a tree, swinging on the branch, and they managed just in time to jump into Abigail's basket together with their mum. The commotion woke up Summer. She saw Spring leaving and cried, "Spring, please don't leave me here. I will miss you if you go." Spring replied, "And I will miss you too, Summer, but the bike is going too fast for me and my kids and I to jump out." Summer looked on, crying, "Will I ever see her again?" A pigeon was flying over and landed next to Summer, saying, "Well, there's no use crying." Summer snapped, "My best friend has just been taken away by a human child. I might not ever see her again, and you say there is no use of crying." Penny the pigeon replied, "I know that you love your best friend and her children, but instead of crying, go and look for her." Summer replied, "I don't even know where she is, and I can't just leave my kids alone here." Penny replied, "I will go and see where Spring's whereabouts is, and as far as for your children, you can take them with you. They are old enough to travel now." So with that, Penny set off. Spring and her children arrived at the river park, Winchester, and jumped out of Abigail's basket. They hid in the trees as they saw Abigail feeding the ducks. "What a lovely area," Spring said to her children, "but we must try to get back to Summer. I will miss her terribly if we can't get home to her." Spring's song replied, "I know you will, Mum, but you know I hate travelling. It causes me a lot of anxiety." "Then what can I do?" replied Spring, really downhearted. She was in a dilemma. She would be heartbroken without Summer, but she could not risk hurting her son, as he already travelled and was feeling very ill. Spring decided to leave it for a bit, to stay the night and see what would happen the next day. Both Summer and Spring cried themselves to sleep that night and dreamt of the other. The next day, Penny the pigeon spotted Spring after having a slight argument with her son. Spring was trying to get her son to go back, but Penny reassured, saying, "Stay where you are. Summer will understand you need to stay. I will tell her where you are and have her come and find you." Spring felt a little better and thanked Penny. Penny reported back to Summer of Spring's whereabouts and started out her journey together with her son and daughter to find Spring. Penny flew over them to guide them in the right direction. In the meantime, Spring noticed children feeding the ducks. She went over to fetch bread, but Brianna the duck said to her, "The squirrels don't eat bread, they eat nuts. But if you leave our bread alone, us ducks will be your friends and show you where the nuts are." Spring replied, "Thanks, but we usually get fed by children after my best friend and I perform tricks to them." Brianna replied, "I've heard about you, and you two are awesome, but you will not get anything from those children unless you are together with Summer. Only then can you really perform well." With that, Spring felt worried and disheartened, but also hopeful too. While Summer and her children had to cross a very busy road at the bottom of St. Catherine's Hill, where Penny swooped down quickly to get Summer's son out of danger, who almost got run over by a huge lorry. They then hopped along the river over the other side of the road, and twice Summer quickly had to carry her daughter promptly up the tree to get her away from dogs who were about to attack her. They walked by the side of the Winchester College, and after hopping another bridge, they turned into the back of of Winchester Cathedral. Some children spotted the ice skating rink and wanted to try it out, but Summer shouted, "No, children! Keep off that ice skating rink. It's dangerous for us squirrels." But they were not listening and decided to try it out anyway. They were slipping up and falling over it, and people were falling over them. Summer's children are good, but they just adventure like any other children do. Abigail, the same girl who loved feeding animals, was skating. She carried the three of them off the ice skating rink into the safety and put them on her bike and rode off with them into the high street, past the Brooks, past Trinity Church. But as soon as she got to the traffic light, she fell off her bike, and Summer and her kids fell out of the basket. Penny, the pigeon, was still watching overhead. She told them to cross the road and wandered up the path. Then they would get to Spring and her children. A kind old gentleman walking past saw Abigail fall off her bike and helped her up. She was not injured, but saw the three squirrels hopping away from her. All of a sudden, a bus was just about to run over them when a big dog ran out in front of them to stop the bus. The bus stopped, and that dog had saved their lives. But this dog was familiar. He looked at them. Summer exclaimed in a puzzled voice, "But you are the dog who wanted to kill my best friend." "Why did you help us now?" The dog replied, "My name is Biscuit. I have deeply regretted trying to hurt your best friend, but my previous owner, abused me and made me aggressive. But now I have a new kind owner who showed me a better way. Please, can you forgive me?" Summer replied, "Of course we do, and so was Spring." At the end of their journey, Summer and Spring were reunited, and they gave each other a big hug and cried tears of joy together. Biscuit, once an enemy, became their new friend, and they decided to live in River Park for always, which had more room for them together to perform their tricks. And they all loved their new home. The end. My thoughts are, in true friendship we never stop searching for each other and our friends. And in God we always forgive and make enemies into friends. And my Bible verse that I've chosen is Luke 6:36. Do not judge and you will not be judged. Do not condemn and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. I hope you all enjoyed it and were blessed by this story. God bless you all. Love you all. God bless. Good night.